Well, thank you all for joining me today, and thanks to our local officials for being here as well. In times of need, it's imperative that we stand together. In times of adversity, our communities need to rally together, and we have historically, and you can count on us to do that again. It is who we are. The magnitude of the recent storm disaster and the pain it has caused for tens of thousands of our citizens has brought us here together today. We are here to assure the community that all available resources, let me emphasize all available resources, are being deployed to restore power, remove debris, help those in need, and keep Fort Wayne and Allen County safe and secure. Because of the scope and length of this disaster, coupled with the extreme heat, we have come together to ask for federal disaster assistance. Well, the first step in this process is to ask the county commissioners to request the state of Indiana to give us that state of emergency, and I am doing so today. Along with representatives from the Health Department, the American Red Cross, CityLink, 211, the Better Business Bureau, Indiana Michigan Power, and representatives from our parks, public works, police, and fire departments. We are committed to assisting the residents of our community and restoring whatever services we can. Now, what does a state of emergency mean? It means that we have at least $1.2 million in damage, which we will have, certainly, and the state reaches a total of $7 million in damages. From that, we will be eligible for reimbursement from the federal government. Before I ask Commissioner Peters, to comment, I would like to thank every member of our community for reaching out and helping their friends, family, and neighbors who are in need, and please continue to do so. I would like to ask for all of you to recognize Dr. McMahon with the Board of Health as well. Also today, prior to this press conference, she met with us, and we are in the process of setting up a call center where we will be contacting neighborhood association presidents, social service agencies, partnerships, and the like to make sure that all of our citizens who are in need, who may be handicapped, the elderly in particular, all of those who may be in a position where they have lost power but unable to communicate with others outside of their residences. We are asking the community through those agencies and through those organizations, as well as the citizens of Fort Wayne, at this time, since it has been 3 days, to please check on your neighbors, to check on those whose homes are around you where there may be handicapped individuals or the elderly, to make sure if they have needs, that those are communicated to the City of Fort Wayne, to the Board of Health, so we can make sure that those needs are being met. At this time, I would like to ask Commissioner Peters to come forward to state what he needs to do further as far as the state of emergency. Commissioner Peters?
Thank you, Mayor, and thanks to all of you for helping us get the word out to the citizens of Allen County. You know, when emergencies arise like this, it is kind of interesting to watch people working together. And I appreciate, for one, the help that the City of Fort Wayne's provided and our other community partners and what they've provided as well. There's been a lot of discussion between the townships, the Fire Chiefs Association, the City of Fort Wayne, that I think helps us during these times perhaps provide better service to you. Tough times do call for tough measures, and these are real tough times. We've faced this drought now for a period of 3 or 4 weeks, and I'd just like to reiterate that the fire ban is still in effect. It is our intent to keep it in effect at this particular point, and that includes the use of fireworks and the prohibition thereof by individuals or folks who don't have a valid state permit. We've talked with Chief Mike Feely earlier today, and he is in favor of continuing the ban. Chief Biggs from the City of Fort Wayne Fire Department concurred with that. And so we are simply asking people, as we suggested at our Friday legislative meeting, who do have the state permits to consider postponing the fireworks, and those who don't have a state permit to understand that they are strictly prohibited. Now, we went through an interesting afternoon, Friday afternoon, and the subsequent times have been every bit as challenging. It's absolutely important that we be able to provide service to our citizens as quickly, as efficiently as we can. Unfortunately, that will mean the expenditure of some resources. So in order to try and recoup some of the dollars that we know will be spent, my colleagues Therese Brown and Linda Bloom and I intend to pursue the state of emergency request through the state of Indiana just absolutely as soon as we can, and make sure that we're at least on record as to trying to recoup some of those funds that we can. So at any rate, appreciate you being here today to listen to us. Appreciate you communicating to the citizens, one, the things that we're trying to do, and two, the help that they can provide for each other, and what they may be able to do to help out in these times. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner. I too cannot reiterate enough the need to watch open flames in this community. We are still in a drought situation. Even with all of the storm activity that we had, we only received about a half inch of rain. Most of that rain has now been evaporated or has gone into the ground to the point where it's no longer of any value. Burn ban is in effect. Not only, as Commissioner Peters said, the prohibiting of fireworks, but the prohibition on burning any of the debris. We've set up areas to dispose of that debris. The City of Fort Wayne will start as soon as possible to begin picking up that debris, but please do not burn anything. We are still in a drought situation. Over the past several days, besides communication with my division directors, obviously the police department, the fire department, and my wife wanting to know where I've been, I've had constant communication with someone else as well, and that's the president of Indiana Michigan Power, Paul Chodak. We have been on the telephone a lot with each other because of his concern for this community, and I'd like to ask Paul to come up now and say a few words as well. Paul?
Okay. Good afternoon. First off, I'd like to thank our customers for the patience they've shown. It's been taking a couple days now. We've been working real hard. We had roughly 80,000 customers out just in the Fort Wayne area, and 120,000 customers out across all of Indiana Michigan Power. To date, we've restored 40% of the customers over 2 days. Here in Fort Wayne, we think we'll have roughly 80% of the customers restored by Wednesday night, and then you get down to the point where you're restoring individual customers one at a time, and that tends to take a little bit longer, so that'll be another couple of days. We brought in 360 folks from outside the area to Fort Wayne area specifically to work on the storm and to get the power back as fast as we possibly can, as long as we can do it in a very safe manner. We're working as hard as we can at that. We expect about another 100 folks coming in again tomorrow. Fort Wayne was very heavily damaged as a result of this storm. Our parent company, AEP, has meteorologists on staff, and I looked at the reports of the winds across the 5-state area that AEP serves right around this area. And Fort Wayne had by far the highest winds of anybody. So the storm really kind of was a cloud burst, a microburst right over our area. Of the 146 circuits that comprise Fort Wayne, 138 of them were damaged in some fashion or to some extent. So roughly 95% of the system has been impacted. The additional challenge is that storm continued east all the way through out to the mid-Atlantic states and damaged several systems on its way out. So there are between 3 and 4 million customers who have been affected by this. The challenge that creates for us here in Fort Wayne is that that taps resources from the region that we would normally be able to draw on. So we've been able to pull 400 folks in, roughly 400 folks, about another 100 folks coming in tomorrow, but it's been a challenge getting resources. So I just implore folks, take advantage of our ice distribution program. We've distributed about 6,000 bags of ice with the help of the Harvest Food Bank, and special thanks to Walmart of Auburn for their assistance in that process. I've just been really gratified at the teamwork, working with the mayor and other folks in city organizations, and also working with the communities. It's really nice to see the community pull together here in Fort Wayne. I'm proud as punch of the work that our folks have been doing, and we really look forward to getting the power on just as fast as we can. Thank you for your patience.